Hi, welcome to STEM Story with Mr. Ewing. I'm your today's guest, Mr. Adam Cation. Today, we've got a little story about a bean. Well, not a bean. I always like to look at the cover of a book to kind of give me some ideas of what the story's going to be about. It looks like she's looking at a bean, but our title says not a bean, so let's look inside. Did you know that a Mexican jumping bean isn't a bean at all? It's a seed pod with a very special guest inside, caterpillar. The pod is its home and food source. Learn how the caterpillar gets inside the seed pod, why when it moves, and how it gets out. Count from 1 to 10 and practice Spanish vocabulary as you follow the fascinating life cycle of a most unusual, not a bean. Get ready to shake, rattle, and roll. Not a Bean by Claudia Guadalupe Martinez. Illustrated by Laura Gonzalez. Next to the arroyo, a seed pod grows on the yerba de la flecha, a desert shrub. A seed pod is made of smaller pods, each a bean that is not a bean. On a bright and early morning, an oruga, a wiggly caterpillar, burrows into that seed pod. The caterpillar eats the inside of its pod and drinks the water that seeps in. Later, the seed pod hardens and dries and splits and falls to the ground. Mid-morning, dos zagueros hold prickly arms up high as el sol scorches everything in sight. The caterpillar inside the not a bean rolls it into the shade. At noon, tres cascabeles slither from their nests among the rocks. Their tails rattle. The not a bean jumps to safety and lands inside a crack. Click-clack. Early afternoon, cuatro coyotes scope the land. They sniff the wind. They howl. The not a bean jumps. The coyotes startle and run. Click-clack. Mid-afternoon, cinco cuervos escape a storm and perch near a pod. They clatter. The not a bean jumps. The cuervos scatter. Click-clack. Late afternoon, seis nubes send rain down hard and fast. The arroyo fills and floods. The not a bean rocks. It rides the waves. Click-clack. Siete amigos explore. They look for treasures washed up by the rain. The friends scoop up the jumping bean that is not a bean. Click-clack. That evening, the amigos draw ocho avelos for a game in the dirt. The friends clap. The nada bean jumps. They place it in the center along with the others. Click-clack. Nuevas saltarines hold still in the silence. The amigos cheer for the jumping beans. The jumping bean roll into the ovals. Bravo! Bravo! Click-clack. At night, Dias estrellas twinkle in the sky. Buenas noches, everyone says. The nada bean jumps, but then it's quiet again. Click-clack. The amigos return. They sing and clap. They poke the nada bean with a stick, but it doesn't jump. So go many days under the desert cielo. The caterpillar inside the nada bean is busy spinning a cocoon. The majestic paella burrows out. It's not a caterpillar anymore. It was never a bean. The moth spreads its wings and soars into the sky. That is the end of our Not a Bean story. I hope you gained some insight on the life cycle of our wiggly caterpillar that takes home and refuge inside a sea pod and lives its life until it cocoons and becomes a moth. So I hope you enjoyed our story and your time with STEM Story with Mr. Ewing. I'm Mr. Adaptation. You have a good afternoon.